Thank you so much for coming here to the audience, as well as to my quite exciting panel. Our talk today is going to be food for fitness and fashion, which I think are very closely correlated with each other. And I believe I see Dr. Manu coming on stage as well. So excellent, right on time. So we are going to have our full panel here together. Ms. Tahira Kocher here, we are having as former finalist of Miss India, actress, and turned nutritionist, and is making waves in the nutrition field. And Srishti, if I am pronouncing it properly, right, Kaur, teen Miss Universe, correct? I will get back to you because we will need to know more about it. I believe you are the first one in India ever to win the title, so she's also making waves. And I have here Chidharish Natesan, who has won everything there is to win in the bodybuilding world, and we are going to talk more about it. So thank you all so much for being here today. And I would like to start with Dr. Manu, coming from the medical field, because the medical field is very straightforward. And in my experience, the surgeons in particular are people who are the most disciplined with the super healthy lifestyle, because you need to have that stamina and the focus because somebody's life is depending on you. And then coming into the modeling world, into the fashion industry, how different it is in terms of a lifestyle? Is it very different? And are there any overlaps when it comes to modeling? Can I just have a mic, please?
Thanks a lot, everyone. Thanks a lot, Dasna. So, as far as the food is concerned, I think to become a model is much more difficult. Because then
is it so?
Yeah, because you need to be in a very lean shape. Because the trend is like nowadays the modeling means they want to be in mostly lean, like they don't want muscles. You have to be very lean. If you want to go outside also, like Paris and Milan and New York is mostly the lean models. For a surgeon, anything can work. Like nobody is going to ask like what's your waist size before going for a surgery, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so being a model is much more difficult as far as food and exercise are concerned. I have seen so many of my fellow colleagues who are a very good surgeon, but they spend most of their time in the hospital or maybe, but in the gym, they go not very frequently.
Oh, okay. You're telling me the surgeons don't exercise that often?
They do, but then if I see a model, they will be like exercising 2 hours every day. If I see a surgeon, like maybe twice or thrice a week.
Oh, okay.
So
This
there's
is
a
news to
remarkable
me
difference,
because I
yeah.
always thought that the surgeons like have to be on top of their games. It meant good
Yeah,
food,
that's what I'm
good
saying.
sleep.
Even if you're
lots of...
exercising for like 2 or 3 days a week is like more than enough. But to get a good lean body, you can't achieve with that.
Got it. Tahira, on the other side, you're coming from the completely from the opposite side, being a model, being actress, and doing the pageants. So you went into nutrition as a second step. So how was that experience to you? Because I'm seeing here like the other way around story. So how, has your perspective on nutrition, food, dieting changed since you have taken it up as a profession?
Well, definitely. I think the reason I even chose to become a nutritionist after being a model, an actress, and being part of a pageant, it goes hand in hand. You need to look a certain way, you need to be a certain shape and size, and you need to have certain amount of energy levels to really last out. It may seem like a very glamorous, exciting industry, but there's a lot of hard work, long hours, and a lot of effort that goes in. So you need to be not only skinny, lean, or slender, but you also do need to have the right energy levels, and that all comes through your nutrition. So when I came back to Delhi and I had to choose plan B, I said, I want to put all of what I've learned in a practical manner to go out there and help others, because I spent 10 years modeling. I started working when I was 18 years old. So I said, why not nutrition and why not help everybody else? So my practical knowledge was then backed up with theoretical knowledge, and
No,
that's where I
because
am today.
again, there is this prejudice and myth that most of the models, they will just stick with eating an apple a day and chewing on a celery or a carrot sticks and drink water, coffee, and, you know, in order to get that. I mean, is there some truth in it?
Eating an apple a day and lasting
Yes.
out, you can't. You possibly can't. So there are a lot of people who do a lot of drastic diets before a body shot, a bikini body scene, or something like that. But I think what I've come to realize is that it's a lifestyle. You can't do these pop-up, fad, quick fixes.
Exactly,
you
and
know?
we will get to that in a
yeah.
little bit. Jitnaresh, speaking about that, your bodybuilding career has been skyrocketing. I mean, you pretty much have won everything.
So it's everything is not only in the diet, it's not in the food, it's according our lifestyle. Like we have to sleep on time. 8 hours sleep is very important. And every 2 to 3 hours we have to have any kind of, include all the kind of food is important. It's include carbohydrate, protein and fat.
Yes.
So it's not like that.
So there has to be a combination of all. I'm
Yeah,
sure Tahira
yeah.
would agree with that.
And it's not like that, you know, it's, you will get in 2 months, 3 months. It's a very long journey. Like
Okay,
last-
so this is again
Yeah.
going back to the lifestyle.
Yeah.
So Sana here, Cremica needs no introduction. I mean, everybody knows of their famous sauces, and it's epitome for the process, actually, the food. But now I happen to know that you are a fitness enthusiast who has a very interesting personal story on the path to fitness. So how has your ideas of fitness and the food changed, and how is that translating into your work?
So for me, fitness was actually something I kind of stumbled upon. It was never a necessity for the job. And I think the first step to understanding food, especially in our country, was to understand clean food for me. So
Yeah.
that's where I started looking at the processing industry from. And then I started realizing that if you look at the ingredients a lot more, then the biggest learning for me was that it's not fat that's the problem, it's the sugar.
Oh, this
And,
is absolutely, you hit the
yeah.
nail on the head with us.
Yeah. And so that's really where I started my journey. I started realizing that if I can have a more balanced diet, and even as a company, we're a family company, so we eat everything that we make. There's no, you know, there's no corporate structure where we just make things for the public.
Oh, that's very
Yeah.
reassuring to know. So, because again, if you're consuming your own product,
Yeah.
you make sure it's good.
Exactly,
Okay.
but then that's the problem. So we never make anything that's, you know, not good for you, because we all also want to look good and feel good as people.
Excellent. Shrishti, you're the youngest one here on the panel, and congratulations on
Thank
your
you.
victory. Now, you're just starting. How are you managing? Because as far, how old are you now?
I'm 21.
You're 20.
I've just turned 21.
Oh, you just became legal, so you're no longer. Because when I read, I said a teen. I said, what? Till what age is a teen? Okay, so no, seriously, because now you're having tweens and teens, and things are a bit changing in terms of labeling. So, do you feel that you're having a good lifestyle? Because you see, when we are at that age, all of us, we were not thinking about what time we go to bed, what time we get up, what do we eat, how much do we eat. I mean, I guess that consciousness kind of starts developing a bit later. But then if you stumble and get and end up in the industry earlier, I think that sort of becomes part of your lifestyle as well. So, how good are your eating habits? Do you get enough sleep? Are you doing anything particular in terms of diet, or you've just been doing the same thing since before the competition?
No, when I went for my pageant that time last year, so that time I used to, do a lot of dieting and exercising, extreme gymming. And my mentor told me one thing, that see, as a teenager, and especially that you're going to a teenage pageant, you should have a proper balanced diet, because you know when you're a teenager your body is growing. And you need a proper nutrition, you need, you have to be hydrated all the time because, as a beauty queen, you have to do a lot of social cause, you have to involve yourself in so many different things. So I still remember when I went for my pageant, my mentor used to carry chawanprash and every day he used to give me 2 spoons of peanut butter so that I'm energetic for the entire day. And, he always used to carry juices and, water and everything so that I'm hydrated. So I think it's very important, the diet and especially regular exercise. And I used to do basic exercise after my pageant because, I had a ligament tear issue after the extreme gymming and I'm too young to have it. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Just a second, how much is extreme gymming?
So I used to work out thrice a day.
Thrice a day?
Yes.
Okay. Do you ever work out 3 times a day, or what is when you're working out 3 times a day?
Normally, I used to do 2 times in a day.
Yes?
Then it's a near competition, like last 2 months before. Then I will tend to 3 times.
Then it would. And how long is the session?
It's a 1 hour.
1 hour session.
Yeah.
So that is 3 hours. So this is a thing that I feel it's very important that we usually are bombarded with the pictures and campaign shots and we keep looking movies and we are looking actors, models, etc. at their very best.